This video is brought to you by WeGotSoccer.com, offering all the latest soccer gear at everyday low prices. Don't forget to use coupon code SR4U at checkout for 10% off any order.
Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, and today I'm bringing you a showcase video or a video review for the brand new AllBall Pro Sports Rebounder. As you can see, I have three of them behind me, and that's all three sizes that are available. So this little one here you see is 5x5, 7x7, and then of course a 9x9 full-size rebounder. But what's really cool about these is that for being so big, they have really even tension, and they're fully adjustable, so you can adjust the angle 100% and choose whether you want the ball to come back at you really high up on the ground or even right at your midsection. It's really cool that you can adjust everything, and I'm just going to run you guys through the product and show you what it's capable of. Alright guys, I'm up close here with the AllBall Pro Sports Rebounder, and as you guys can see, it's incredibly well made. The frame is made from galvanized steel, so it's rust proof and really well built. It's going to last a long time. As you can see, it's also on wheels, so you can move it around fairly easily. It's not all that heavy, and it's really going to keep its shape. When you shoot the ball or whatever ball you are shooting into it, in this case a soccer ball, you're not going to have any issues with the frame moving around on you, so that's really great. As far as the tension on here, it's incredibly tight. You can see, it's almost like a guitar how tight the strings are, and it's guaranteed to keep its tension for 9 years. You're not going to have any issues with it falling apart, like I said, and it's just overall a really solidly built product. What's also cool about this particular rebounder that we haven't seen too much of is that it's fully adjustable as far as the angle is concerned. As you can see, I have it at a more extreme angle now, so if I were to play the ball into it, it's going to bounce up a little bit higher, but if I wanted to adjust the angle a little bit less, I can make it so it would go more towards my chest, and if I can go all the way down and angle it almost negative, it's going to go back at me like a pass. So you can kind of use it as a wall. It's really versatile as to how it works.
Alright guys, I'm going to run you through a couple of different drills that you can do with the AllBall Pro Sports Rebounder. And if you've ever used a rebounder before, you probably know that they're generally pretty difficult to use. But what's different about the AllBall Pro Sports Rebounder is that it has a very large sweet spot. Like I was talking about other sports rebounders, generally they have a very small sweet spot, meaning that there's a very small area on the actual net to hit where you're actually going to get a good rebound off of the ball. With the AllBall Pro Sports Rebounder, the entire net is a sweet spot simply because the tension is completely even all the way around. It's really unbelievable. It's incredibly tight. It doesn't move all that much. You'll see that in a couple of different camera angles here, but you really don't have to hit the ball hard to get an even return. You can see here I'm adjusting the pitch of the rebounder, so you can have the ball come at you a little bit higher, a little bit lower, or kind of at your midsection in the chest area. As you can see, I've done a couple of different things. Here's a little bit of a first-person view so you can get a better idea of how the actual ball does bounce off of the rebounder and come back at you. Like I said, very easy to use, and you can see that you don't have to put very much power on the ball into the rebounder to get a really good return, and you can just adjust that angle accordingly and get the exact ball back that you want. Rebounders are really the ultimate self-training tools. If you're not able to go practice with a team, or your team just doesn't practice all that much and you want to practice a little bit more on your own, this is really the best way to truly improve, rather than spending more money on shoes or balls or anything like that. Here is a kind of shot where the camera is behind the rebounder, and again, like I said, you can see how tight the actual tension is on this particular rebounding surface, because it's barely moving from when the ball does make contact with it. And you can also see how even it is. By no means am I hitting the middle of this rebound every time, but I'm still getting a consistent rebound from the net, which is really impressive, and something that you can't find very often from pretty much any sports rebounder, at least any of them that I ever use, which is why the AllBall Pro is such a great product. If you're really in the market for a sports rebounder, this is one that you should really definitely take a look at, and especially in this 9x9 size, I'm a really big fan of it. You don't have to worry about kind of missing the rebounder. It's really up to you and kind of having that consistent touch into the rebounder, and you're going to get that consistent touch back. Here I have a couple of the 9x9 and the 7x7 one set up, just kind of going back and forth, doing some fun stuff, trying to keep the ball in the air as long as possible. But again, changing the angles, you can see that these two rebounders are at different angles from each other, so I'm getting kind of a little bit different return between the two, which is really great. Obviously, having multiple rebounders is not going to be an ideal situation. Well, it would be an ideal situation, but it's not a realistic situation to have. But I thought it'd be cool to kind of show you guys just how good they're. Pretty much all the tension is even on all of them, regardless of the size. There's a 9x9, 7x7, 5x5, like I said. And then here's kind of a little bit of a fun reaction drill that I decided to do, kind of invented myself there. And like I said, obviously you would need two to do this. It's a little pretty difficult to do. It was a very windy day as well. And then here I have the rebounder angled negatively, so the ball is going to come back me at the ground. You can see that I'm hitting the ball into the rebounder in the air, and it's coming back at me on the ground. Kind of a somewhat inconsistent pass, but that's actually what you would want for this type of training. It kind of really allows you to move your feet, but it's nice again that you don't have to hit the rebounder right in the middle, which is really not a pass. This is more of a realistic pass if you're going to play the ball into somebody from a little bit of distance, and it's cool that the ball comes at you with a little bit of bounce to it, so it adds somewhat of a challenge, but it's nice that you can angle that rebounder negatively to get that kind of a pass going. Then here I have kind of a first person view of a long pass, and what's amazing about this is that if you've ever tried to do this on a regular sports rebounder, it's almost impossible to get a pass that's going to come right back to you, and I was having no trouble at all. I was doing this on the first try, back and forth, really consistent. And then here's kind of a shooting drill you can do where I shoot the ball into the rebounder and it bounces over my head, pretty much like a through ball, and then obviously the net's there for a finish. Again, something that you really wouldn't be able to do by yourself without something like an AllBall Pro Sports rebounder. And again, changing that angle is going to allow you to play a ball over your head, or if you wanted to play a ball to yourself, which you'll see a little bit later. But like I said, to play your ball over yourself, this is really something that you could not do on your own without a rebounder of this type. And it's just super easy to use. I'm sending super consistent balls over my head, pretty much the same pass every time, without having any trouble. Again, there's really nothing that you couldn't do with this particular rebounder, sending it over your head for a volley. Here's some first person where I'm sending it into myself, turning and shooting. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be over your head, but just really neat how this particular rebounder does work. And then here's kind of a first person view of the ball kind of getting shot over my head. And then, of course, to the finish, same drill you saw earlier from a different camera angle. And that's pretty much it, guys. I'll kind of leave you to the conclusion here.
Alright, as you guys can see, the AllBall Pro Sports Rebounder is fantastic. Out of all the rebounders I've ever used, either reviewed or just used for my club or anything like that, I've never used one that's as well made and as easy to use as this particular rebounder. If I was on the market for a rebounder, this is definitely one that I would be taking a look at. As far as pricing and availability on these guys, we're going to have an exclusive SR4U coupon code to get you guys an additional 10% off these things. So like I said, for pricing and availability, go ahead and click the link in the description to allballpro.com and make sure to use coupon code SR4U for an extra 10% discount. It's a really great product. Like I said, if you want to be able to train by yourself anywhere, either in your backyard, get it for your club, your team, it's really, really great. It's going to last a long time. It's well made. And for the price, you really can't go wrong. So like I said, go ahead and check out their website, guys. The link will be in the description. And as always, thanks for watching.